So what we're going to work on today is division. This is where the chapter takes a turn for, it started kind of alright, not too bad, but now it's going to get really rough. So we want to be very, very, very attentive to this, because long division has many, many steps that make it not fun for us. So we're actually going to do this section in two parts. One, for long division. That's the hard part today. So hard stuff today. Tomorrow, we'll do the rest of it, which is actually not so bad. It's actually kind of fun. Because we'll learn a fun way to divide as opposed to a terrible, horrible, long way. Which is what we're doing today. The terrible, horrible, long way. Okay? So hopefully this is actually working. No, it is not. Shoot. Alright, but we'll try. Alright, so long division. Alright, so this is going to be hard for me to do up here, but let's say I have the polynomial 3x squared plus 7x minus 20. And I want to divide that by x plus 4. Alright, so today we'll do it the long division way. So here's our long division. And any term that's missing, we're going to need to fill in with a 0. Now in this case there is nothing missing, so I don't have to do that. So I'll go ahead and write in my 3x squared plus my 7x minus my 20. And then my x plus 4. I really wish this thing were not disappearing. But it is. Does that help? No. That does not help. What's that do? No, that doesn't help. Oh well, I don't know why it's doing that, so.
Batteries maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. It did it yesterday too. Anyways, okay. So it's going to be hard for me to describe this without being able to highlight things for you, but really I just look at this first thing. And I'm going to follow the long division pattern just like we did back in elementary school, where we divide, okay, we multiply, we subtract, we bring down. Now I skipped compare because in algebra you're not really going to be able to compare. Alright, so I'm going to look at that x, and I'm going to look at this 3x squared. I'm going to ask myself, what do I need to multiply that x by to get 3x squared?
3x.
3x. Now I'm going to multiply 3x times that entire thing. So when I do, I'm going to get 3x squared plus 12x. Any questions where I got that? No? Alright, so I've done divide by writing my 3x. Now what I did, okay, if you got lost on that, I'm about to tell you, I took this 3x and multiplied it times those because I was on the multiply step. So 3x times x is 3x squared, and 3x times 4 is 12x. Okay, so that's where I got that. So that was the multiply step. Now I'm at the subtract step. Now this is where a lot of mistakes happen. It's all of this subtract, which means that subtract applies to all of those things. Okay, so some students go ahead and they distribute that, and that's fine. If that's going to help you, go ahead and do that. I'm just going to remember I'm subtracting. So 7 minus 12 is negative 5. Now this group right here should just go away, and it does. So I did the subtract step, and now I'm on the bring down. I bring down. Now, you might be used to bringing down one thing. What I want you to do is actually bring down everything. That way, everything that I need to look at is right down there. Alright, so now what do I need to multiply x by to get negative 5x? Yeah, negative 5. Okay, so negative 5 times all of that, I'll get negative 5x minus 20. Okay, so I've done my divide, I've done my multiply. Now what do I do?
Subtract.
Okay, I subtract. So I'm going to put all that in parentheses and subtract. Okay, so that 20 turns to a positive 20, which means I get 0. There's nothing left to bring down, so I'm done. This is my answer. Okay? All right. Let's go and do another one. Let's say I have 3 or x squared. I have something in front there. 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 18x minus 8. And we are going to divide that by x minus 4. Okay, so I'm going to have my x minus 4 here. And on the inside, I'm going to put 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 18x minus 8. Okay, now I only look at the first term. So this x. And what do I multiply x by to get 2x cubed?
2x squared.
Yeah. So I write 2x squared. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply, see this 2x squared times both of those. So I get 2x cubed minus 8x squared. Now I'm at the subtract step, so now I'm going to subtract those. That means this negative turns to a positive, right? And what's negative 3 plus 8?
5.
So I get 5x squared. And this group should stay the same. So I'm going to bring down the 18. And I'm also going to bring down the 8. I'm going to bring everything down. All right, what do I multiply x by to get 5x squared?
5x.
Yeah, so plus 5x. So now I do that plus 5x times all of my divisor. So remember, in case you didn't know, I have divisor, and on the inside is the dividend, just so that we know our terms, and our answer is the quotient. Right? You probably had flashcards at some point in elementary school where you learned all those. So just remember where they are. So we have 5x times those, so we get 5x squared minus 20x. So it's true, I don't need that negative 8. So that's okay, it just hangs out there. He wants to have some friends. We subtract. So this 20, negative 20 becomes positive 20, and negative 18 plus 20 is 2. And those 5 should go away if I've done this right. And I bring down my negative 8. And now I'm going to multiply the next thing. So what do I need to multiply x by to get 2x? 2. So plus 2. So 2x minus 8. And then we subtract. And 0. Nothing left. So this is my answer. Okay? Alright, so the next one that we're going to do is going to have a problem. A few problems, actually. Alright, so here's the first problem. What should come after x cubed? So I'm missing the x squared term. This is going to be the gotcha for the whole chapter. So I add it. But it'll be 0x squared. Because it's not there, right? So if it's not there, it has a 0 in front of it, because 0 times anything is 0. So I'm going to set up my division, x minus 4 on the outside, that's my divisor. My dividend is going to be x cubed. I'm going to fill in plus 0x squared. I may or may not need to actually use it, so I just fill it in. If I don't end up using it, that's fine, no problems. But if I do need it, especially tomorrow I definitely will need it when we do the fun division. And yeah, there is a fun way to divide these. Math fun, math fun. I know, I'm getting the stink eye, like, there's no such thing in math. Relatively, funner than this, we'll say that, more fun. So what do I need to multiply this x by to get x cubed?
X squared.
X squared. So I get x cubed minus 4x squared. So in this case, I see I do need that 0x squared filled in there so that I can actually subtract this. So I'm going to subtract. Now remember, that means these signs all flip. Now I'm just remembering that myself. You may need to actually distribute that. That's fine. The reason I don't distribute it is I think it gets really messy. And very hard to check when I have a bunch of things crossed off and distributed. If I have a mistake, it's hard to find it. So 4x squared. But you may find that if you don't do that, that you make more mistakes. So whichever is going to work out for you. I'm going to bring down everything. Now, what do I multiply x by to get 4x squared? 4x. Now I subtract. That I don't use that negative 12 is not important. I'll just bring it down again. So I'll just bring down everything, and the reason for that is I don't know what's going to happen when I multiply here. Some weird things can happen, so it gets confusing if I don't have everything down where I can see it. So this becomes a plus, so I'm going to get 3x, and then I bring down my 12, and this did not happen the way I thought it would. Oh well. What do I multiply this by? Okay, so I get 3x minus 12. So it just worked out that in this case, yet again, I had no remainder. So the trick for this one was adding that 0x. So I need to find one where the nastiness happens. And of course, I won't find it if I want it. All right, this one has something. Yes, I want this one. All right, so this will be the big kahuna problem. I'm just going to have it already set up in division. Oh, wait. Dirk, don't write that down. That's the answer. Alright, so we have, so I won't already have it written. So this time I have a lot of stuff that's missing. I'm missing an x cubed, and I'm missing an x, right? So I need to fill those in. So I have x to the 4th plus 0x cubed minus 6x squared plus 0x minus 27. You see how I'm filling in the terms that I didn't have? And I have an x plus 2 hanging out here. What do I need to multiply the x by to get x to the 4th? Everyone see how I got that? And now what do we do? Subtract. Remember, we divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Our steps of division. Huh? Yes. Thank you. Yes, x cubed times x is x to the 4th. Now we subtract, get negative 2x cubed. That's why we fill in these zeros. Now we subtract the 6x squared, bring down the 0x and the minus 27. Okay, now I'll multiply the next thing, this x plus 2. So I need to multiply by negative 2x squared. So get negative 2x cubed minus 4x squared. And I just line up the like terms. So if for some reason I didn't have this x squared, I had an x, but not the x squared, I just line it up. And I still subtract. So that makes this a plus. So I get a negative 2x squared. And bring down the rest. So you just bring down whatever I have to that. Now I multiply this x by negative 2x. And then we subtract. Makes that a plus, so that's 4x. Bring down the 27. Now I multiply this x by a 4, so plus 4. Times both of those, that's 4x plus 8. Then I do what? Subtract, makes that a negative. Well, now I have nothing left to bring down, and also I can't multiply that by anything that's going to give me negative 35. So I have a remainder. Remainder, negative 35. Any questions about the remainder or the filling in or anything that we've done for today? Okay. In that case,
At the risk of sounding